Hi everyone, it's Deja. Welcome back to Deja's Crafty Space. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I wanted to show you a fun and easy way to create a card for all happy occasions. These happy occasions could be a wedding, a baby shower, a graduation, or an anniversary. I will be using the triple step heart Happy Day stamp set and coordinating dies from Concord and Ninth. And as always, I will be sure to link all of the materials and supplies I'm using in the description section of this video. There are examples on the back of the packaging to show you what the stamps look like once you stamp them out and what the coordinating dies will die cut out. For today's video, I want to show you how you can make this card really quick for any of those happy occasions. I chose this color palette, which includes grapefruit, evergreen, and sea glass. These are some of my favorite colors from Concord and Ninth. As you will see, making this card is going to require using ink rather than die cutting paper, so I am going to grab my large ink pads to start stamping the image, Oh Happy Day. I am using my large MISTI Stamping platform and a 6x6 piece of 80-pound white cardstock. I will stick this cardstock onto the sticky mat inside my MISTI. You can also use the mini MISTI. This stamp set also fits perfectly on an A2 size card front. I just happen to have an extra 6x6 piece, so I'm using it for this project. In order to execute this, there are 3 separate stamps that you'll need to stamp down in order to get the entire phrase, Oh Happy Day. I'm going to take the first stamp that has the letter A on the bottom, and I'm going to line this up as best as I can using the grid lines on my MISTI as a guide. Once I have that positioned where I think it looks good enough, then I will go ahead and press down the MISTI door to secure the stamp. This is a brand new stamp set to me and I have never used it before, so I'm going to quickly use my fingertips to smooth or prime the stamps. This extra step just helps to ensure that the ink is evenly distributed or coated on the stamps. You can choose your colors in any order. I am going to start with grapefruit. I am going to ink up the stamp and then stamp this down. I did have to ink and stamp twice for all of the stamps because it was a little blotchy, but you can certainly just do it once if it looks good to you. To remove the ink from the stamps, I just use a damp chamois to clean up quickly. And then I repeat the same steps. The second stamp that I used is the one with the letter D on the bottom. You can kind of figure this out by looking at the size of the rainbow arch. The first stamp I started with had the smallest arch. As you move to the second and third stamps, you'll notice that the rainbow arch gets bigger and bigger. I repeat these same steps 2 more times. The second color I chose is sea glass, followed by evergreen. This stamp set also includes some really fun and unique detailed stamps that you can add to the letters to make it pop. I am going to use the evergreen ink pad color to stamp some of these details randomly on the letters. You can use a small acrylic stamping block, or you can pick out a bunch of these small detailed stamps and line them up with the letters, then use your MISTI to stamp them all out at once. I should have done that, but I was not thinking strategically at the time and stamped them all out individually. You'll notice that I didn't line up the detailed stamps on the letters that well, but that's okay because it makes this card even more special because it was handmade. We're all done stamping, and now we just have a few steps left to do, and that is to use the scallop die to die cut out this entire design. And I am going to do that by securing a washi tape to the die so that it doesn't shift while I'm die cutting it through my Cricut Cuttlebag. After that, I grabbed a piece of scrap cardstock paper in the color grapefruit to cut out the scripty word happy. You should now have 3 pieces ready to be assembled. You should have your card base, the scalloped piece that says, "Oh happy day," and the scripty word that says, "happy." To get a preview of how the card will visually look like, I like to pre-assemble or piece them together to get an idea of what it will look like before I glue them down. I am going to glue the word happy in between the stamped out words happy and day. Then I add 3 strips of double-sided adhesive foam tape to the back of the scalloped cardstock and center this as best as I can on the card base. At this point, the card is done. Look at how this cute card turned out. I really love it. Without the planning and preparation, this card literally took me less than 10 minutes to create in real time. You can add other details to it too from this bundle, but I wanted to keep it clean and simple for this video. Like I mentioned earlier, this card is perfect for all happy occasions, and it can easily be mass-produced. For the final look of this card, I did end up adding a few embellishments to the card. I just added some Spellbinders sequins to make it shine a little and add some visual interest. I did create a second card using this same bundle. I thought it would be fun to create a tiny little card for my husband for the upcoming Father's Day. This second card measures 3.5 by 4.5 inches. All I did was die cut a white piece of 80-pound white cardstock with a scallop die, score at about 1/2 inch on the top, and glued the Oh Happy Day cardstock on top. And here it is, a fun and easy way to create a card for all happy occasions. Thank you so much for visiting, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!